morning, everybody. Hi. I know. It's like 8:10 in the morning, isn't it? People are going, Dimmack live. 8:10 in the morning. Okay, so it's one of two things has happened. Either he shit the bed or the world has ended. That's what you're thinking, isn't it? Tell the truth. No, it's not. The world isn't ending. I haven't shit the bed. Don't worry. I just wanted to do a morning update on just following on from the live stream that I did last night. The eagle-eyed among you will know, will probably be able to see. It's difficult because the light coming through the window, but I cut my own hair last night. What do you think? It's awful. My fiance, I spoke to my fiance this morning, and she said, Gordon, it looks like you've cut it with a steak knife. I'm like, I don't care. She said it's okay. It'll be like odd shoes after a hurricane. You know, people will just be walking around with shit hair for a few weeks. It's gonna be the new normal. Don't worry about it. Although we can't say that, can we? Can't say new normal anymore. People lose their shit on Twitter if we say that. I wanted to go live before I go out this morning because I am going out for some exercise this morning. Before I get on with my day, I suggest, as I said yesterday in your live stream, get as much exercise as you can in. If you can exercise, if you can obviously go out, and you're not in a vulnerable category like I know many of you are. I wanted to follow on from yesterday's live stream. Hi D Martin. Midnight on the Pacific Coast. Wow. Thanks for joining me from all the way over in the US, mate. I'm very sorry about the shit show over there that you're in. Sure. Yeah. I'm not sure which is worse. Well, yeah, America's worse than us. Way worse. I'll explain why in a little bit. I'll give you an example. Yeah, I said yesterday, didn't I? I said, stop lying about this Cummings affair. Stop lying. Just come out and say, yeah, he did this, and this is why. We hope you understand. We don't want to undermine the public, message here. We're all in this together, and had they come out and said that, I think this would have all blown over, but they didn't. They came out and doubled down on their lies. This guy he's travelled when he shouldn't have. He's travelled when they were telling other people not to. And, they've doubled down on it. And now, you've got basically everybody in the country now has got an excuse. Everybody's in the country, every dickhead in the country has got an excuse to just be a dickhead and do what he wants now. Because, hey, if it's good enough for Cummings, and that's the situation we're in now. This is the damage that they've done. It doesn't beg. I mean, I don't want this guy sacked. I really don't. I think this is blown all out of proportion, and I really think the media. I mean, for fuck's sake, is this the best you can do, media? This is what you call a scoop? All of the stuff that's going on at the moment with the Democratic Party and Duma and Julian Assange and so many other stories you could be on that you've got wrong for 4 years and shiny keys. But yeah, this undermines the whole message. It undermines the whole message. If it's good enough for Cummings, people will say, then I can do whatever the fuck I want. And risk the rate going up and, a spike in deaths before we've got a handle on it. We've just got antibody tests. I spoke to somebody the other day who, I can't say that. The testing is increasing, especially in places where there's vulnerable, which have been hit pretty hard, as we know. Yeah, I know people who've died from this, people. All you people out there saying, don't live in fear. I know people who've died. I know them. They've died of COVID. Family friend in his 40s died. In his 40s. That's my age. My somebody in my family has had a major operation in the last few months. They can't catch it. They cannot afford any sort of infection at all. They can't catch this. Same as they wouldn't be able to catch the flu. Anything. Any threat is a danger to them. So it's not about living in fear. It's about being asked to stay home and watch Netflix to keep, the most vulnerable safe. Or do you want to go back to work for an economy that's fucking you your entire life, even if it means killing grannies and the vulnerable and the weak and the disabled, etc., and anybody with asthma, diabetes. There's been a massive spike in deaths. What do you think's causing them? I'm still expecting this Dominic Cummings story to blow over, by the way. And here's why. I expect them. He's doubled down. They've doubled down on this, which has made me think, is this Dominic Cummings got a golden cock, has he, or something? Has he got the genius, the blueprint, the master plan to the way the world works? Because they certainly do protect him on no matter what, don't they? He's the evil genius behind everything, according to everybody on Twitter. I think this is going to blow over by the look of it, and here's my feeling as to why it will blow over and he won't get fired. I don't think he will, because I think the stories and the news is that nuts. Something else is going to come along to make us forget that this ever happened. I mean, let's remember, 2020 started with Australia on fire. Who can remember that? That was only 5 months ago. Who talks about that? 500 million animals were burned to death. Some people say more. If you include insects and bees and blah, 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 way more. But 500 million animals were killed in 5 months ago, in just a matter of weeks. And that was just 5 months ago. And none of us talk about it anymore. None of us. So something else will come along. This is 2020. And I think that's probably what they're gambling on down there in the government. They've just said, don't worry, old boy. Something will come along in the next couple of days. Theresa May will wear another pantsuit. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's probably what they're hoping, that by the end of play today, something else will come along that will be huge news. We'll see what happens, but it's undermined the whole message, and they've got a real fucking problem on their hands now. And they've put people in danger. That's the truth. It could be worse, though. On this morning update for you. Say Liam Bobrick, exactly, mate. Save the economy, and if some pensioners die, so be it. Yeah, the economy that's been fucking them their entire lives. You realise I'm reading a book at the moment called Bullshit Jobs by David Graeber. His last book on debt with first 5,000 years was brilliant. And it's like, you're desperate to get to... You're desperate to get people back to work in jobs that they themselves say are total bullshit and not needed. They themselves. That's not what he classes as a bullshit job. 30 to 40% of people class their own job as bullshit and not needed. And people are saying right now, yeah, what we need to do is get the economy back on track. Everybody needs to get back to these bullshit jobs immediately. The economy is fucked. It's been fucked for a long fucking time. They never fixed the 2008 crisis. I have been saying this for years. We have been saying that the financial crash was around the corner. We knew that something was going to start it off. We know that something was going to be the catalyst for it. Now, it turns out it was COVID. But if it wasn't COVID, it was always going to be something else. It's not fit for purpose. And you want to get back to work? Fucking shut up. Seriously. Almighty. The schools apparently are going to open again on June the 1st. That's when they say. I will say this. If I had children, I wouldn't send them back to school. Look at my hair. She's so right. I have cut it like a steak knife. Yeah, the kids apparently are going to go back to school. So they're saying on June the 1st. That's something else that came out of this speech that Boris Johnson said yesterday, and the testing apparently we found out will be available in schools. So that's something. I mean, at least we can test the kids if they go back to school. We certainly can't send them back to school, like I said the other day, and do, where was it, this sort of thing. Just bear me a second, let me find this picture. This drove me nuts, this picture did. You can't do that to children. You cannot do that to children. You are going to give them massive problems in the future. Massive problems. Psychological problems. They're going to be fucking germaphobes. And the last thing you want in a bunch of liberal people growing up in liberal households is germaphobes as well. If anything, you want to get their faces and rub their fucking noses in dirt to build up a tolerance to diseases going forward. I'm not obviously talking COVID, but you see my point. You know? It drives me... There's an old joke about domestos, isn't it? Like, your toilet seat has got more germs than on your chopping board. Or your chopping board has got more germs than on your toilet seat. It's like, well, clearly that's fine then. We're not all dying, are we? So, see, your very advertisement has proved to me that your product is not needed. Well done. Yes, it really is, Nicky. Yes, it's early. I'm going to go out and have a run now. I wanted to update you all. Yeah, they didn't stop lying. They've undermined the message that they've basically told the whole country now. There's pictures of there's videos of Dominic Cummings getting harassed by his neighbours, you know, as he walks home. I think they're gambling and hoping that there's going to be a story come in the next 48 hours that will, you know, push this one off the front pages. I certainly can't see, you know, this government, not just this government, but all governments, they shouldn't be held accountable over this, okay? They shouldn't be held accountable over what Dominic Cummings has done and what Boris Johnson were rallying around him. The way they have run this country all of my life is fucking criminal. Let's start with all the crimes over the last 40 years, shall we? But let's not start pointing fingers, because I've really been thinking about this, about how to, you know, go forward, how we can actually fix this fucking broken system that we've got. And one of the things that I've been watching a lot of recently, is comedies. And there was a special that Dave Chappelle did in the Belly Room after he came back from his hiatus, after he rejected the contract for Comedy Central. Ellie. Right. And he was saying back then that what the world needs is what South Africa had. And I think, you know, this is what we're going to need if we're going to actually go forward and have any real chance of our grandchildren, etc., having a meaningful existence. Is for everybody for us to just have an amnesty and just go, okay, this system that we've all been working in, we're all victims of it. And this is why I keep saying to people, stay at home. Because we are victims of this system. All of us. Even the people you hate for the horrible things that they've done, they're victims of it too. Even Boris Johnson. Yeah, I mean that. Even Prince Andrew. Yes, I mean that. They're all victims of a system. A system that right now, people on Twitter are going nuts telling you we have to get back and save. The fuck do we? What we need is an amnesty. What we need is to just say to everybody, we don't care what you've done. We really don't. We want everybody to be honest and say, this is what I did and this is how I got away with it and this is why I did it and this is the situation I was in. And just find a way forward. Because screaming at Dominic Cummings and screaming at Boris Johnson, It's not going to do a goddamn fucking thing. It's not going to change anything. Not a thing. And if you are looking at Boris Johnson and this government, it doesn't matter who it is, Keir Starmer, Jeremy fucking Corbyn, it doesn't matter. If you are looking at these people as they come and save me, please, they're not going to save you. We are on our own. Seriously, we are. Help each other. Build up your immune system. Number one, build up your immune system. That's why I'm going live today. I'm going to go out for a run right now. After I finish this, I've got about 7k to do. Yeah, I know, I've got a 10k to do on my birthday. I'm a glutton for punishment. But I'm building up my immune system. I want to get fit because we're going to need it. And we're going to need our communities, and we're going to need to figure out a better way going forward than relying on fucking just globalization and the techniques that globalization has brought to us. I went out yesterday to the shop and I was thinking, I'm going to have a snack. I'll have a snack, you know. I was walking up and down the aisle and I couldn't find a goddamn fucking thing that didn't have palm oil in it. Everything I loved, everything I wanted, every single thing in that aisle, I thought, that looks nice, had palm oil all over it. I can't eat that shit anymore. I've seen what it does. I can't do it. We are all going to have to take responsibility for this going forward, because otherwise we're going to be fucked and our future is going to be very bleak. We are capable of amazing things in this country. Amazing. And I really think that we all should stop pointing fingers at other people and blaming them for the problems, and also looking at other people as if they're going to save us. Because they're fucking not. I'm 45. I'll be 46 next month. Not a single person in government has ever fucking saved anybody. It all comes down to us. It all comes down to the individual. And if we can come together, maybe we can change them. Because I'm damn sure they're not going to do anything with our best interests at heart. Only theirs. So we have to look after ourselves. If the world does go to shit because of this coronavirus, they're not going to save you. The government are not going to save you. We are going to have to fucking save ourselves. And that means we're going to have to toughen up. That means we're going to have to get fit. We're going to have to look after our immune system. We're going to have to rally round and really start looking after our community, our friends, and what's most important in life, our family. Right, and I want to show this as well before I go. Because obviously things are bad in this country at the moment. Things are really quite bad. But over in America, they've had 100,000 deaths from COVID. 100,000. And that's just the ones that have been reported. That could be way more. People are saying that it is way more. And he went golfing over the weekend. The New York Times printed a front page. This weekend, it was devastating. Look at this. I hate to bring you CNN, but if you zoom in on this front page, it's got all of the. I probably won't be able to play this because it's CNN. But it's got basically all the names of the... Let's see if I can find a photo of it. Yeah, here you go. All of that is just 100,000 names, or as many names as they could fit on the front page of all the deaths they've had over in COVID. And yeah. He went golfing. So however bad you think our Prime Minister is taking it at the moment, yeah, he's worse. And here's the thing. And this is how, like I say, however bad you think it is in this country, in America it's worse. People keep saying to me, and I keep hearing this over and over, oh, you've got to vote for Joe Biden. I know he's the lesser of two evils, but you have to vote for him because Trump is a fascist. Here's the thing. Yeah, Trump, I think he's a fascist. I think he is. And I think he's dumb, and I think he's stupid, and I think he's a clown, and blah, 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 blah. But, you know, it's the people around him that are driving the policy, I think. Joe Biden's worse. Joe Biden's not the lesser of two evils. In my opinion, and it is my opinion, but it's an opinion based on 4 years of looking really hard at that, they're worse, the Democrats are. They're fucking evil. The Republicans are evil, yes, but, you know, I have seen restraint from them in the past. But, the Democrats, I really don't think there's anything that they wouldn't do. There's nothing evil they won't do. They're not the lesser of two evils. Like I say, it could be worse. Thanks very much, everybody. I'm going to go out now, and I've got my run to do. Yeah, I'm not doing this to impress you. I'm doing this to impress you. Impress upon you that I'm not doing this to impress you. I'm doing it. Yeah, was that Freudian slip? I'm doing this to impress upon you. We need to start looking after ourselves. Nobody's going to come and fucking save us. The government are not your friends. They are going to fuck you at every turn. We need to look after ourselves. We need to come together as a family, community, etc., friends, really rally around and help each other. Tough times are ahead, and we're going to need to toughen up if we're going to get through them. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Please make sure you're subscribed. Please make sure you click the bell. And as always, take care and stay safe. Love you all. I might even talk to you later or tomorrow. Who knows? Peace, everybody.